Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new short campaign. I'm hoping this one goes for about 15 or so episodes, maybe 20 episodes max. It really depends on how the narrative rolls out. Pun intended. So, I'm Lex Gray. Welcome to another solo RPG. This will be a follow-up, a spin-off of my last very short one-shot, which was a hex crawl using Whitebox. The main character of this one will be just one character. His name is Sasha. Now, in the last one shot, it was Sasha, Baron, and Cohen. Obviously, a joke, a nod at the actor. And using the white box rules and the single page sheets or single sheet adventures hex crawl tool, we went through a little path and some hex crawling to pick up 3 magical items that I was basically calling bananas because that's how I drew them. So, in this one, it will be a grid crawl. I may at times mistakenly say hex crawl, so I do apologize ahead of time. But basically, for this one, we'll be using a recent Rules Light OSR I found called Old School Rules. I talked about it in a whole separate video earlier, I think last week. Let's go to the document. So I have it here on standby if we need to reference the rules. Now, the rules are very simple, but they are also very unique, so it may throw me a curveball at times, especially combat. Again, I talked about this in a prior video. We went through the whole document. Combat is probably the most unique thing in this interpretation of OSR, which is Old School Renaissance, but this game is called Old School Rules. As you can see here, the roll to hit is basically a d20, and it has to equal or less than your fighter level, the opponent's AC, and any bonus or penalties. So essentially, before you enter combat, you need to do the math before even swinging the sword, because it will be a little problematic. So I considered that as a fix. This is not a problem for the game, just based on my interpretation of it. If we encounter an enemy or two, I will get their AC, add it with our fighter level and any bonuses we may have, which Sasha does have a bonus on strikes, on strength, and then we can go from there. It is a roll under game for the most part. There are rogue skills, which we are not a rogue just yet, and it does offer multi-classing. Let's go to the document, the table, and I'll show you guys what we have. So I have my grid sheet here. We have the discovery meaning table, which I use from the one-page Mythic. I just basically cut out the discovery meaning D100 list for action and description. This is by far my most favorite tool to date for playing solo RPGs. I also have our character sheet here straight from the old school rules. This is a very simple design, obviously, straight from a Word document, but also, I'm assuming, very nostalgic for anybody who's played back in the 80s and 90s. Now, our character name again is Sasha. He is a level 3. This is based on the leveling up experience accumulated from the last game using Whitebox. This game gives you several options, but I'm choosing to do it on a milestone basis now. There are 3 possible classes you can level up individually when you hit that milestone. So currently I have 3 into fighter, so essentially he is strictly a fighter. He does not have any magic spells or any thief skills. His armor class is 5. In this game, I believe the default is 10 if you're not armored. And his hit points, which I rolled up, was 15 because it's a 1d8 for a fighter per level, and he is a level 3, and that's what I got. These stats are carried over from the hex crawl video, except for a neat little hack in this game. Let's go to the leveling up, or actually it's in the character creation process. It is the charisma stat. It makes it very useful, and charisma is often overlooked. Now, in the OSR, in the older original D&D games, charisma is used for your hirelings, how many you could have, essentially. I think I just passed it. So character sheet abilities. So charisma gives you a +2 for any ability when you make the character. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. So back to the table, my intelligence for Sasha was pathetic at 5, so I took that +2 and bumped up his intelligence to 7. So here are the stats. 13 for strength, which gives him a +2. Anything over 12 or more gives you a +2 in that category. Intelligence is 7, like I mentioned. Wisdom is 11. Dexterity is 8. Constitution is 14. And Charisma is 14. So his best 2 attributes are Charisma and Constitution. In this game, essentially doing skill rolls, you just basically have to roll equal to or less than your trait, as it says here in the document. We roll down to resolve actions. You roll d20, equal to or less than the applicable appropriate ability. That's it. Saving throws are universal. This is the chart. I wrote them down here in the saving throw section. So basically it's counting down from poison to spells, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Then the equipment, which is straight from the guide. The rules also mixed with what the character had in the prior one-shot. I carried over his flail and his chainmail. So he has 3x torches, 4x rations, the flail, which is 1d6. Everything in this game is 1d6. You are obviously welcome to change that. The game rules explicitly they say many times that it's best to just rulings over rules, essentially. Like, again, I'm assuming I didn't grow up playing D&D in the old days, but I'm assuming that was something very common because the game, OD&D, never really stated that, to roll at your attribute or less than in a success and resolving actions. That's why I like this document states that. So again, if we go back to this, the same thing for saving throws. You have to roll at or below to be successful in the saving throw. That's why the numbers get higher as you level up. So I think there's a section here. Let me do a quick little scan. So here it is. I might have overstated it, but basically it's mentioned here, the golden rule. This game belongs to you and the people you play with. So if you don't like something, you can change it as you please. You're free to modify the rules and do whatever you want with them. Just have fun, respect the people you are playing with. And to be honest, that's well said. It is essential to just use the rules as you see fit, especially for solo play, because you don't want to get overwhelmed. These rules are so simple. It is a 24-page document with some blanks at the beginning and end. And again, I have the document here handy. I want to try to go by the rules, but I'm assuming as this one-shot goes, or I'm sorry, the short campaign continues, I may fumble the rules, which is perfectly fine. At least spur the moment. So, one last housekeeping note before we can begin. I will be using certain fan favorite Magic the Gathering cards for content and location. I have 2 decks here. My biggest deck is basically for content, which is mixed with monsters, enemies, and such, and also I believe they're called artifacts. We got here, there is legendary creatures and such. And don't worry, I'll put these cards in the back. So these things basically work as oracles along with the location cards, which will be for every tile. So let's begin. And I'm thinking that we'll continue off a certain subject matter after the recent one-shot with the White Box solo hex crawl. Sasha's 2 friends, allies. One was a friend. The third was the second teammate, party member was, he joined the group a little later on in the backstory, not essentially in the game itself. But there was 3 characters, Sasha, Baron, and Cohen, like I said before. Baron was his friend. Cohen was a thief that joined a little later in the pretext and almost betrayed the group, but in the end, kind of was killed off and sacrificed or did something that was quite a last-minute hurrah by, if you have seen my last one-shot, when he was killed, he was able to put the 2 other magical bananas into the character's pocket, Sasha's pocket, I think it was Sasha, before the battle ensued. So essentially, Sasha lost 2 close allies, if you think about it. Both Baron and Colonel killed in the line of battle. So he's kind of struggling to bear that. And I want to keep that in mind for his decisions in at least the first 5 episodes. He's still distraught from losing, especially Baron, his close friend, maybe childhood friend or a a relative perhaps. Well, actually no. Sasha was human. Baron was a dwarf, I think, and Cohen was a halfling. That was straight from the White Box races. So they weren't related, but again, old friends, or at least drinking buddies until they were presented with that quest. So let's figure out where our character Sasha is currently in, which box, which square he's currently in. I'm gonna roll a dice. Wherever it lands, we'll just kind of start from there. 4. Okay, so we'll just kind of put him here. So right now he is starting in 18E. Not going to take too many notes, or at least nothing too descriptive, but only anything that is just monumental for the scene. Anything that's very important, basically. Not what color his shoes are, but like, hey, there's a bad guy right in front of him, what are you going to do? So I'll keep this off to the side. Let's figure out the context for Sasha's opening scene, or more importantly, let's figure out the location. Oh, okay, that's rather peaceful. It's a tainted field. That's definitely a good start. There's a swamp, obviously, so I'm going to put swamplands in here, and we'll put this in the square. So swamplands are always a little tough to draw, but I'm putting a little water here with some trees, just to signify swamplands. So I'll keep this card nearby, kind of off camera there. And we're going to figure out what he's doing in tile 18E. Okay, so oh, we have a we have a creature encounter. A cobbled lancer. We can definitely use this certain creature here. It is fantasy. I think this card is from, gosh, I don't recall which franchise. Anyways, so we have our, well, this could be peaceful. This might not be a bad encounter. This might be just a passerby, a cobbled lancer. So let's roll some dice to figure out if this encounter is going to be bad. So I'm going to put this in our notes here. We have a possible encounter with a cobbled lancer. It's good to know. And let's roll some dice. Could roll just a. Yeah, you know what? Actually, let's see what this guy is doing. Let's use the one-page mythic. So rolling the action, see what he's doing physically. 64. Information. Okay, so it might not be as bad as we think, as it could have been. 38. Healthy information. Okay, so this Cobble Lancer is just seeking information, and it's healthy. Food. He's looking for food. He's looking to obviously find some substance, and we encounter him. We run into him. We're passing by, and he is, I'm assuming, peaceful. So he says that if we offer him some rations, he'll give us a spare spear that he has on his back. So we are definitely tracking rations in this game compared to my one shot, which I did not. We did take long rests, etc., but I want to try to maintain, short rest, long rests, nights, days, stuff like that. Can't promise anything, but I will try. On top of that, let's not forget to write down what time of day it is. Let's roll a D100, and that will be the day counter, or the day itself. It's 44, so it's going to be early before noon. So let's say it is roughly, we'll just do current time, 11 a.m. in modern day tracking method. Okay, so The Lancer is asking us for rations, and we have, again, I have 4 rations, so I'm probably okay sparing, Sasha's probably okay sparing 1. And if he does, the Lancer will give him a spear. So, you know, that spear might be good for some long distance attacks. So we give him a healthy feeding of rations. That'll put us down to 3, and we get a spear, which will be 1d6. Well, to be honest, I can just put 1d because d6 is the only real dice used for combat besides the d20. Okay, so he is going to be on his way, and he thanks us for that. I'm going to actually write that down. That might be something good to know. Let's see. Asked for food. Helped. Gave us spear. Okay. I could have that be a roundabout where that little good deed might come in handy in a later video. So if you ever run into a cobbled spear, a cobbled lancer, and I remember that early entry, that's why I mean, I'm saying I'm not going to take too many notes, but I may take some big notes like that because that might come in handy in the narrative following in a future episode. If I don't forget. Again, tracking everything getting difficult as this narrative piles up. Okay, so let's move up to this tile here at 17E. So this will be, actually, I probably should say E17. Letter first, and then the number. Okay, anyways, let's draw a place. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to put this island in the back. Consistency. Something the Single Sheets Adventures has, a great tool, is new terrain. And if you roll a 5 or 6, it's a new terrain. Let's bring that over to this logic here. So I'll roll a d6. 1 through 4 is the same. New terrain. Okay, so now I'm going to draw a new card, and it was basically going to be water. So not the islands, but actual water. So we're at a beach. So we can't go anywhere. We have to go to the left. So let's draw another card. And I'm sorry, let's roll for new terrain. Let's roll for new terrain. 5. Okay, new terrain. That's good to know. Ooh, forest. Dark forest. It says islands, but I'm going to look at the trees here. Again, I'm using these more as oracle cards than actual literal or actual, like, tarot cards. So let's draw a tree here. Okay, we're at this sudden forest appears. And we're going to draw a context card. So it looks like this is it says flesh. So sorcery, lacerate, flesh, deals 4 damage to target creature. This could be a encounter. This is not a creature per se, but this could be a creature that is looking to attack us. And maybe it is you know what? If we want to go the dark fantasy route, this could be gory. But basically, it is a giant moving pile of flesh. It's just rolling around, and it's going to attack our character. So Sasha is we're going to do our first combat. So I'm going to track our combat here. This will be in tile, we have 18D. And we have encounter. I'm going to call this the gloomy, kind of a custom monster, gloomy flesh eater. And its stats will be, I'll keep the card here nearby. Its stats are going to be, let's see, we'll give it some, a level. It's going to be level 1. It'll be your first character. Its AC will be, I will say, 8. Something simple. And its HP count will be, well, we're 15. Let's put it at 10. So this math here is 9. So 9 is our target number, which we have to roll, plus its AC. I'm sorry, I'm doing that mistakenly wrong here. There we go. Okay, so essentially its THAC0 is going to be 9. 1 plus its AC is 9. So that's what it has to roll to hit us. Or, actually, my mistake. It has to roll its own stats. Let's go to the... See, I'm already getting confused. Let's go to the combat sequence. And the rules have it from our perspective, from player-facing rolls, but not from the monster. So we roll our fighter level, which is 3, and then its opponent's AC, which is 8. So essentially, that's going to be to hit. For me to hit this, it's going to be it's our fighter level, which is 3, and then its AC, which is 8. So 3 plus 8. Any bonuses we have? I do have +2 bonus. That's +2. So let's go back to the table here. And so to hit, we have to roll 5, and then, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have to roll a 13 to hit that guy. That's us. All right. Now, for the gloomy flesh eater, for it to attack us, it's a level 1. It has to roll our AC 5. Now, to keep things simple, I could just say it needs to roll 5 or less. All right, so let's begin. We're gonna do the per the rules. We have to roll 2d6. Red for the enemy and 4 for us. The blue for the our Sasha. Let's roll some dice here, and it goes first. Okay, so it needs to roll 5 or less, or again, I could just say 6 for its level, and its AC is going to be ours. So let's roll. See if it attacks us. It does hit us. Okay, so it's just going to have a general d6 damage. So rolling through dice here. So, wow, we already... Oh my gosh, we already took 9 damage. Yikes. Okay. So now it's our turn. Definitely took a strong hit there. So we need to hit 13. So 3 plus the enemy AC is 8. Our 2 bonus, 13 or less to hit it. 3, that's a hit. Now roll for damage with our flail, which is this general 1d6. 3 damage. Okay, so it's down to 7. I guess I could just do this. 7. Okay, now it's going to attack back at us as it swipes. And my red die is gone. There it is. 11 is a miss. Okay, so we're safe. Now we attack back with our d20 roll here. 13 or less. 11 is a hit. We roll the dice now for d6 damage. 1, pathetic. Down to 6. It's going to attack back. 10 is a miss. We roll back. AC of 8 plus the 3 and 2. That's 5. The 3, 13. That's, oh, solid critical. So 2d6. I'm going to throw in that house rule there. 5. So 6, 7, 8. We finally take it out. Okay. Good. Combat has ended. And put a little victory here. Obviously, there's no experience for that. This is a, I'm using the milestone method. So again, even though the concept is very simple, it's just a little, somewhat rewiring for me, and I don't know why. But anyways, essentially it is THAC0, but there is no THAC0 stat on here because it's based on the enemy's AC, and which I have no idea. So with THAC0, there is that set number based on your level, and if this was Beckme, it would be 19. So for this case, I put the total of 5, which is our fighter level plus the bonus of strength when we're in melee, plus the enemy AC. And that's it. So it is kind of a THAC0 to hit, but I had on the sheet here, so it's a little quicker for us. All right, so we dealt with that strange creature, and now we're going to go north here to this spot here. And let's see if it's going to be same terrain. It is. Okay, so be forced. And let's draw a card for context. Oh, food. There is a merchant passing by, and we're going to get some food. So let's add back to our rations. And I'm going to say that is going to spend us 10 gold pieces, which is fine because we actually have 3,100 gold pieces, which was from the last game. So I'm thinking that what's on Sasha's mind is that he's heading home to either put this money into something, like a new place. So that vendor, that merchant passed by, no problem. Let's continue north. Roll d6, 1, the same, so it's a forced. And the context will be, we have an artifact here, Talisman of Hierarchy. Artifact. We find a compass, actually, here. And it says here, you know what? Actually, we find this item, but let me roll a dice. Let me roll on this one page of Mythic to see what exactly is going on with this artifact. 93. Stop. 77. Quiet. Okay, I got it. So let me write this down in our notes. Basically, while Sasha is walking through the forest in tile 16D, he sees a compass on a rope hanging on a tree, on a branch. And it just catches his eye, kind of. It's around 12 o'clock, so the sun reflects off the compass and it catches his eye. So he walks up to the compass and he might take it. So because it's quiet, there's no noise. So let's put, again, we're in tile 16D. And there's a compass on a tree. Okay. And now Sasha is not the most intelligent character, but he's a little smarter than he was last one shot. So I'm going to let him roll a perception check initially. He's going to look around, even though that's wisdom, so my mistake, I'm thinking of intelligence. Wisdom, which is 11, so he's a little above normal. And he's going to look around to see if there's like a trap or anything, essentially. Just a general look around, just a scoping around. So I'm going to roll a d20. There's really no advantage here. So d20 has to be 11 or less. I think, let's go to our rules here, just to double check. Resolving actions. Yep, we're just kind of looking around. It's just a general d20 roll, less than or equal to your most applicable, appropriate ability. Okay, so let's roll the d20. We got roll 11 or less. Okay, 3 is less than 11, so he's able to depict something or notice something. Let's see what he sees. So 50 on the mythic here. It's a fight. Okay, 13. Colorful fight. A colorful fight. Someone pops out from the tree, like drops down. It's a trap, essentially. So he spots it. He's not going to get ambushed. He jumps back with his flail drawn, and someone drops down to try and ambush him. So let's hoping there's a character draw here. Yep, look at that. Perfect. Okay, so this guy right here, Seton's Desire, he was this card is absolutely relevant. This guy here is looking to capture us, and there's Sasha and the ball. And I mean, this card draw is spot on. That was his goal, but he was not able to do it because we jumped back after a successful perception roll. He's looking around, he looks up, and he sees this George the Jungle guy drop down and try to capture for some reason, or maybe rob our character. So there you go. He jumps back, flail drawn, weapon ready to fight. Is this guy going to fight? That's the thing. He was expecting to catch us off guard, but he wasn't able to. Let's roll some dice to see if he is. Is he looking to fight? Let's say 50-50. I just don't know. He is. He really wants to take us out. So we are in another combat sequence. So let's get our notes here. So it is a trap. I'll put here. Encounter. And this will be George of the Jungle. So I'll put George here. So George is going to attack us. We'll keep this card on file here. And his stats will be, let's see. He's a level 1. And his AC is going to be, let's say, based on what he's wearing, not much. Maybe similar to the last guy. So let's say 8. And if he doesn't have much on him, like primitive items, because in this game, for a two-handed weapon, you roll 2 dice, 2d6, and you choose the highest roll. For lesser weapons like dagger or smaller, you roll 2d6, choose the lowest roll. So I'm going to do 2d6 down, which means he just has a knife. He's not exactly prepared. So I'll put attack, which I didn't do for the last character, but now I am. So 2d6 and down arrow, which means the lower result. So his HP, let's put him at 6. He's not very difficult. He's probably faster than the average George of the Jungle, but I will let him... he's not exactly the most strongest, but he is fast. So those are his stats. And yeah, to hit us, he has to roll essentially 6 or less, the same thing from before, with his level bonus. Okay, let's roll 2 dice and see who goes first. So he drops down, and now we're doing a conventional roll, or should I have it where our character goes first because we spotted it? I'm going to say we go first. I think that makes more sense. So let's grab both dice here, just to prepare. D20s, and then the 2d6s for him. So he has 2 dice. Okay, let's roll for our... We're going to attack here. 9, so 5 plus his AC of 8. That's going to be, let's see, that's going to be a hit. So I'll put a little 13 here next to his AC. That's his number. That's what we need to hit. Oh yeah, same thing from before, 13, right. Okay. That's a hit, d6. 2, that's going to be 2 damage, so he's down to 4. Okay, now he's going to try to attack us. He needs to roll a 6 or less. 5. Oh, that's a hit. Okay, so again, 2 dice. The lowest result, 2. So we take, I forgot the rest. We take 2 damage. We forgot to heal up. We weren't able to because this guy dropped down or we got distracted by that compass. Okay, so now it's our turn to attack. 13 or less where the dice is going. 12 is a hit. Yep, that's a hit. Okay, 2d6 or 1d6. 4. All right, we take him out. He is dead, or he's unconscious. Maybe we weren't trying to kill him after all. All right, so we defeat him. And I'm going to call him actually a wild man, like he lives in the trees. We'll keep that so he's a human. Maybe his name is George. We defeated him. No kill, though. Just knocked him unconscious. Okay, narratively, of course. All right, let's put this card back at the deck here. But we got the compass. That was a little self-reward there. Good. Okay, so that's it for that tile. That compass is gone, and we are now able to move on. So let's figure out if we're still in the forest. All right, so D6, 3, it's going to be a forest again. Let's move this away. We're up here now. Okay. Let's say his home, because judging from this, let's say his home is right here. This is a town, okay? This is his hometown. I'll put, let's see, 5K. We'll think of a name once we get there. 5K. Sounds like a marathon. All right, it's definitely a marathon for him. So he's making his way to a selected location here. All right, so what do we run to in this spot? Context. Some ruins. Okay, so we find some ruins. I'm going to change this forest to some ruins here. I'll put a forest and just a little older looking building, kind of broken down. This would be 15D. I'll put ruins. And We'll put this here, so 15D. Looks like some ruins now. Is there anything going to happen in these ruins? Let's figure that out with our one-page mythic. So, rolling the dice here. 74. Negative. Uh-oh, that's not good. 8. Bright. Okay, there's a flash of light that blinds us. So it might need a saving throw here. Now, which saving throw qualifies for this? Well, there's a couple of options. So there's a blinding light. We're kind of just we're walking through or near these abandoned ruins, and there's a blinding light. So put that down there. Let's do a saving throw for... Maybe we're looking to set up camp in this spot. So I'll get that in here as context. Hoping to short rest. But there's a sudden bright light. Because right now it's probably 12 p.m. I think every tile is like a half an hour. Let's see here. We have 18A. No, that's not 18A. What am I doing? 18E. So it's a half an hour. That's 1 hour, 1.5 hour, 2 hour, 2.5. All right, so it's probably going to be 12, or let's just say, let's round up to 1 p.m. 1 p.m. very early afternoon. Okay. So bright light. Let's do a saving throw. This will be... I just really don't... I think I'm going to do spells or magic staff, perhaps. Let's do that. 17. Definitely a failure. So we get blinded temporarily. And what was the reason for this blinding? Who is doing this? Is it someone? Let's grab a card. A lot of problems in this area. Bewitching Leechcraft. Okay, so... More thieves, perhaps? Enchanted creature. It's a leech. Okay, you know what? I have some ideas here. There is a large enchanted leech that is crawling through the ceiling. It's giant, and it has some powers to blind or flash energy of some kind of light energy. So it will try to blind us, which it did, and it's going to attack us. So we're in a combat with a leech encounter. Let's see. Counter leech. All right, we have, let's see, AC of probably a little tougher this time, 16 or 6. And the attack will be a standard, just 1D. Its HP, let's say it's going to be weaker, 5, because it's tougher. And I will give it some stats here to hit. So that's 3, 5, plus 6. That's 11. We need to roll 11 this time to hit it. All right. Let's begin. So it attacks first. We are blinded just temporarily for 1 round. It rolls to attack us. It needs to roll a 5 or less, or 6 or less. It's a hit. Darn. We might be dead already. And let's grab the red dice. It's going to attack. 5 damage. We're down to 2. Yikes. I don't have a potion, unfortunately. So 2. Okay, we're going to attack it. You gotta roll 11 or more. 11 or less. Oh, shoot, that's a miss. It rolls to attack us. 6. Oh, that's not a hit. All right. We attack back. 19, that's a miss. Maybe the blinding is that bad. We attack back. 15, that's a miss. We attack back. 20, critical fail. Okay, so it's gonna attack back at us. 4. Okay, it gets us again with a d6. 1. We are down to our last. All right. Well, so we're down to our last HP. I think Sasha knows he needs to get out of here. He cannot set up camp here. So we need to flee. So let's see if we can flee out of here. I'll put these dice out of the way. This will be a dexterity roll. Just kind of making up as I go. He needs to roll, let's see, 8 or less. Here we go. Off camera, re-roll that. 9. That's a fail, so he's not able to. He cannot escape. The creature jumps in front of him and is about to attack. However, something happens. So, giving my character a little extra help here. So, Scorched Earth, someone launches a fireball at the creature. So, put a star here. Somebody launches a fireball at the leech just before it's about to devour us. So that will be, I am going to say that definitely kills the leech. And our character sees, so the leech is dead. Let's put these cards back here. And let's keep the fire there. This is, so basically, Sasha's about to collapse. He's about to faint, unconscious. He sees this before he falls down and faints. He sees a magic user, a female magic user in the distance, just kind of like in the distance behind a pillar or something, or kind of off to the side, and he just closes his eyes and falls down. So there we go. So he sees a female magic user, and this is all happening in 15D, which is the ruins, and then he faints. All right. He faints because he's down to 1 HP. I didn't want him to die here, so I'm giving him this sudden help out of nowhere because I want this to go on. I want to help him. Not too much, but that's, I would have stopped the battle halfway, really, but at least he was able to get down to the very last hit point. So I'm going to say that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is the Chronicles of Sasha. If I forgot to mention that, I hope I didn't. But yeah, this is our first episode. We made our way. He's trying to head home, and he trying to set up, take a short rest in some abandoned ruins, and the giant leech attacked. Suddenly, after a fierce combat, a mystery woman, magic user, female magic user, was able to burn that leech alive, and Sasha passed out from exhaustion. So that's it. Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.